for the money, 2 for the show, a 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go. Cha-cha-cha. Please help me. Mister.
I was going to do this one. I'm having. Oh wait, I can't.
Difficulties, technical. I love it.
I'm having technical difficulties. I haven't even had alcohol yet.
Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome again. Happy April 10th, 2024. Man, I can't believe we're already into April, man. So I'm Ron here from Las Vegas, Nevada. You can see my nice new snazzy background and all these I have with me.
Nice job. I'm Mike in Amarillo, and I just got this crap.
Well, and Mike is the reason I got this because, you know, before, if you can go back and watch episodes, all I had was my closet behind me with hats and shirts and shit hanging everywhere. And I'd see Mike's nice, you know, fancy picture with the lights all in it and stuff. And I'm like, fuck that. We're not having that.
Yeah. I was going to raise it up a little bit and let you have a better look.
There you go. Thanks.
What I told Ronnie, what you can't tell is what you can't see where I'm sitting is a lot of paperwork strewn all over the top of my workstation, and never a piece of paper when I want one. So what you see behind me, that's that's what we call in the biz an optical illusion.
Illusion.
Keep up with you. That's kind of cool. Is that like an actual banner or what is that?
It is. Here, I'll show you. It has a stand that it sits on.
Mm-hmm.
It gives the appearance that I'm actually sitting in the middle of the strip.
Yeah.
Hey, it's my story.
Gives the impression of something.
Yeah. So Mike and I were talking backstage a minute ago. Now my camera's crooked or my head is crooked, one or the other. But I told him, I said it's funny because I don't really think of things to talk about literally until we're talking backstage or that day I'll think of something. So I had a couple of things happen today in the last few days. Mike and I were talking about, and one I wanted to bring up right now because me and the wife and a couple of grandkids were down having dinner at Buffalo Wild Wings, which, by the way, I'm not a fan of Buffalo Wild Wings anymore. Ever since Arby's bought them out, food prices have gone up. The service has pretty much gone to shit. It's just not what it used to be. But anyway, so we walk in and we stand there, and there's literally one other table in there with people in it. And we probably stand there for 2-3 minutes. It doesn't seem like long, but when you're standing there waiting, it seems like a lifetime. And all of a sudden, this kid comes over. He says, "Oh, how many?" I'm like, "Just 4." So he points at a table. He says, "How about this table?" And we say, "Okay." We sit down. He says, "Okay, go ahead and just scan the QR code and decide what you want," and walks away. I'm like, what the hell happened to the customer service, man? I mean, seriously, it's like, get a fucking menu. Be a little more productive, a little more involved in the experience of going out to eat.
Maybe they don't understand. I mean, did you tip?
Well, not before.
Yeah. Well, see, that's you may not know, but Carolyn's sister, my sister-in-law Diane, and her husband were here over the weekend,
right? And
kind of had this conversation about because they live in Washington, and I guess the minimum wage up there is like $17.50 an hour. So we were kind of comparing apples to apples, and the cost of living, maybe there can related to here, and we sort of talked about going out to eat, and she said no, like wait staff still make the minimum wage plus whatever their tips are. That could be a hell of a haul. But my fear would be, all right, if you're making enough to cover the nut, are you going to try that hard for the tip?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So like for example, Carol and I went to dinner a few weeks ago, and the cat that waited on us, he damn well earned his tip.
Yeah.
Uh, Food was good. He was outstanding. I love good service,
No,
and
amen. I agree. And I
that's
will say the girl that ended up helping us was very helpful, but the initial contact was poor at best.
oh yeah.
Poor at
What do
best.
you, I mean? Do you think we talk all the time about you know, millennials and Gen Z, Gen X? Well, not Gen X, but versus Gen X and baby boomers. Um, do you think that's still a sort of a comparison that we can draw there?
I believe there I believe there is. There's a lot of I will defend some millennials that had parents that brought them up right with the same ethics that they had growing up. My son, for one, and both daughters for that matter. Um, but I seem to think that, and I'm asking a silly question, Mike, but I'm sure you know this, but you understand what TIPS stands for?
No.
TIPS, to ensure prompt service.
Oh,
So, and you hit it right on the head. It's like if you're making minimum wage and the bulk of your money is going to come from your tip or to ensure prompt service, I think your functionality is going to be entirely different the way you approach it versus, like you said, if I'm making enough money to make my nut every month,
yeah.
fuck it. I'm working hourly. I'll make enough money.
See, that's and we were talking, as you like to say, backstage. Um, you know, because we were kind of talking about this, and my my comment was, see, I think when you and I are gone, everything is going to look so much different. And I know we
Agreed.
talk about that all the time. You know, us then versus today, and you know, we can talk. You know, we can continue that till the cows come home. But in a case like, let's say, customer service, it's going to be glaring. But here's the problem: when I'm gone, when you're gone, is anybody going to give a shit, or is that just the way things are going to be?
It'll become the norm, for lack of a better term.
What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah. It'll become the norm.
Yeah,
What you and I consider the norm, or what we would like to see as the norm, is a dying breed, man. It's and so
yeah,
when it comes to their time, yeah, it's going to be entirely different. That's going to be their norm.
yeah.
Anyway,
I agree.
I got somebody peeking in on me over here.
Because you can see this side of it, I think, through the camera. I've been blocked.
She's been blocked. She does
She
not
has
have
been blocked.
access.
Look
See
at
your
the
hand?
hand. What happens in Vegas? Oh, look.
Stays in my office.
All right, fine.
See,
But no, Mike, I agree 100%. When we're gone, when the baby boomers and Gen Xers are gone,
oh,
and it's going to be the millennials will be talking about whatever the next two generations are going to be, the same shit that you and I are talking about now.
I also think that in some way, in some cases, they're going to look back if they care to learn about us, if they'll remember us. They're going to look back and say, "What are those idiots? What were they thinking of? How did they even enjoy life?"
Yeah.
Because they're going to look at it from their perspective, and it's fascinating when you think about it from that point. Is another 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they're going to be doing this, and we're either going to be really old or gone. Um, but they're going to have the same. They're going to have the same. It's just going to sound and look differently.
Yeah. No.
But I'm telling you, we've said it before, Ron, that it would behoove, say the wait staff and others, to get next to you or I or anybody that's been through what we've been through, pick our brain. Let us tell you what life was like back in the day, because I promise you, it's going to sound like we're making shit up.
I tell some of my employees that, man. And some of my employees are they're young cats, like 24, 25 years old. And we'll go into like big box stores to get material or stuff. And it's horrible. It's horrible, man. When you walk in, it's like, hey, yeah, I'm looking for blah, blah, blah. and they're on their cell phones. Oh yeah, it's over there, aisle 7.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I bother you on your cell phone while you're working?
I think I've helped more people at Home Depot than Home Depot people do. Isn't that some
I'm the
shit?
same way, man. I'm the same way. But that's the thing.
I can send you. I can so work at Home Depot. I can tell you where shit is. I don't need to look at anything. Yeah, it's right over there by aisle 4.
But
you
hit it right on the head, Mike. If let's put it this way, and I'm sure you're probably the same way. If I go out to dinner and I have an outstanding experience, 20% my ass. I'll 30, 40% sometimes. Just to go that little extra bit. But fuck, you can't get him to even do the bare minimum half the time.
Yeah. So Carolyn, that's my wife, says customer service sucks. Even fast food, they don't even say thank you or anything. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just simple shit. I will tell you one of the things that the newer generation does that I think I've shared this before that I do enjoy. I wasn't sure about it at first. I thought, why do you keep saying that? But I love when we ask something and the response is absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
I say it all the time.
And I thought, first I thought that's a little placating, but I like it. The more that I hear it, the more it's affirmation to me. I think we had a waitress at a restaurant this past weekend. Hello, Lazy Gator. I'll give him a shout out. Try the raging ribeye. It is delicious. But our wait staff there was just that. Hey, do you think you can bring me another week? Absolutely. Absolutely. Not a problem. Thank you.
Yep. If you go back and look at our previous podcast, Mike, I probably say absolutely 15 to 20 times in each one.
I do go. You know what I do is I watch them on YouTube in the room. I'll lay in the bed, getting ready to go to sleep, and I'll pop up one of the podcasts. And I think, hey, look, we're TV stars.
Michelle's my wife. I just Instacarted a Costco order. Let's see if my order comes here correctly. And that's a good point, Michelle. We as humans nowadays, everything is Instacart. But a lot of people don't even go to the grocery store anymore. They order their groceries online and have it delivered. I know we do, and it has its goods and its bads. It's good because there's not so much impulse buying. You're not in the store hungry buying a bunch of shit you don't need. But now you're subject. You're subject to somebody else picking out your head of lettuce for you, or your grapes or your eggs. But yeah, and then so many times they'll bring like either the wrong shit or didn't get part of the order, and so it has its goods and its bads. But I can't complain because I'm a huge Amazon guy, man. I get packages delivered daily to my house from Amazon. And sometimes even that's touch and go.
I'm like everybody else. I have like $8,300 worth of stuff in my Amazon cart. It's
just in case.
It's the shit that I put there to look at later. Gosh, I hadn't thought about that. You just really helped me to understand something, because I've wondered why on God's earth would you want somebody to bring you your groceries? We did it, I think, baby, did we do it once? I know she's looking in. During COVID, when I had COVID really bad, excuse me, I think we did have groceries delivered, but I'm pretty sure that's the only time we did. And I've wondered, why would people want this service? You just helped me to understand something. It's because while you're there at the store, impulse buying is probably 40% of their market.
Absolutely. Let me put it this way: when we go to the grocery store, when we go to the grocery store, easily $300 to $400.
Yeah.
When we Instacart grocery store, $180 to $200.
Yeah, because you're getting what you need. You're not.
Amen.
So
especially if you go to the grocery store hungry.
Yeah, well, that's why we try not to go to the grocery store hungry. I can tell you, I may have shared this before already, but Carolyn, even though she loves for me to go with her places, she hates it when I go to the grocery store with her, because I just walk down the aisles and bitch and moan the entire way. I'm sorry, this is how much? The hell is that shit? And this is, wait, how much? And look how small it is. What the hell is? And that's me. So my wife really doesn't want me to go grocery shopping with her anymore. Anyway, here you go. To clarify, there is no week.
Busted.
Thank you, Michelle. Here's mine. A couple of times during, I think she meant COVID. Yeah.
Mike still isn't allowed to go.
Because that's what I do. I mean, I'm just stunned by how much.
Dude, I agree.
And
I agree.
You don't want to be around me because I'm not hiding it. I'm just letting people know. Fuck me, how much? And usually some little person around. Yes.
Well, you're that guy in the grocery store, and I'm that guy behind the wheel driving nowadays. And I think I've become that that grumpy old guy. And I was driving around last week, and I had to mentally tell myself, okay, Ron, calm down. Don't be that grumpy old guy. But then I rationalized my anger by saying, they made me this way. They make me the grumpy old guy because they don't know how to fucking drive.
See what they do to me?
I know, right? See, it's not me, it's you.
It's everybody else but me.
It was the one-armed man.
I try to live every day by not letting people steal my joy. And some days it just doesn't work. Some days they take it from me. And I feel bad because I let it happen. Grocery shopping must be one of them because those
we found Mike's trigger.
God, I mean,
don't take Mike to the grocery store. It pisses him off.
The pack. Yeah. Well, can you lead me to the blood pressure section, please? I need to stop there before I get shopping too much.
Right. Go check my blood pressure before I go in.
Yeah, maybe that's what they need to do. There's our thing, Ron.
That's like
our money maker.
That's like the old guy chair.
We need to create some sort of a. You have to scan
blood pressure monitor.
Yeah,
it has to be under this amount for you to go in.
And if it pegs, you're not allowed to shop.
Right.
Sorry, sir. We have to ask you to leave.
You have to be within this level to enter the store.
You aren't taller than the skunk, and your blood pressure is too high.
The skunk.
So you'll have to leave, sir.
It's sad that probably half the people that watch our podcast have no idea what you mean by taller than the skunk. Seriously.
I think out of Wonderland it is a skunk.
I think it is too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, remember back in the day going to like Kmart and places like that, and the little horse on the rocket ship that used to ride out in front of the store?
Yep.
Oh yeah. I used to love those as a kid, man. I used to love those.
You can sit in those rascals. And here, check this one out. Now that you brought that up, think about this. This was back in the day when you'd get in that rocket ship or get in that horse. Did you ever once think to yourself, or did mom and dad or anybody ever stop? Wait, let me put some sanitizer on.
Let me wipe this off first.
Wipe that off because you may be. Oh, hell no! We got that thing and rode that pony.
And you know what, Mike?
Yeah, there could have
We're
been
still here.
Kids.
We're still here. I like that new T-shirt that's out, which says, Gen X raised by garden hose and neglect.
I think boomers are just about as bad.
Oh yeah, well,
latchkey. Isn't that what we were called? I think our group was latchkey kids.
Yeah, latchkey kids.
Both parents were working, so we came home, had to unlock the doors ourselves. Parents trusted us. Stupid parents.
That kind of leads into a segue that you and I were talking about earlier about the different generations. And if you look at it now with how many people are still in the workforce, and I think it's like 42 million of baby boomers are still in the workforce, 56 million Gen Xers and 57,000 millennials. But it brought. I started thinking about it because of a friend of mine, a client of mine, that's a HR for a company that has like 500 employees, and I'm like, God, could you imagine having to deal with that broad spectrum of attitudes? You got to coddle the millennials, you got to put up with the smart mouth of the Gen Xers, and then the baby boomers that don't want to be there because they want to fucking retire. And I think you said it backstage, Mike. You couldn't pay me enough to be an HR person.
I don't know, and I tell you why, because I know them. It's not so much that I want to retire. I'm at the age now where I know I can do your job better than you can. So
easily.
So stop telling me what to do.
Amen. That's why people always like, because I've owned my own business for so long, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't make a good employee. They're like, why not? And I'm like, because I'd be that guy. I'd be like, wait, you want me to do what? When?
Right.
Oh yeah, I'll get right on that. Just sit right here and wait.
First,
sit here and wait, pretty.
Let me tell you what you're doing wrong, and then I'll think about doing that.
It's a great way to start a conversation. Let me tell you what you're doing wrong, boy. Don't make me take you over my knee.
Yeah, you know what? And I'll tell you why. Yeah, so that it's funny because it brings us back around to what things are going to look like. I mean, we're just going to kids today, and that's not even fair, and that's disrespectful on my part. Younger people are just going to, in the next 10, 15, 20 years, this is going to be them, but the conversation is going to be so much different and will be forgotten. And I think, you know what, I really think that's my greatest fear is because I love history. And my greatest fear is that the lives you and I have led and others like us have led are just going to go to the grave with us. The things we did. I think that's the impetus behind wanting to write these damn books.
I was just gonna say that'd be I can see that being the catalyst of you writing that.
And I think that's what's driving that right now is I just don't want people to forget or not know what life was like. We are, you know what it is, little bro? We are the World War II generation for the Gen Z and Gen Y kids. Because for me, one of the greatest generations that ever lived was the World War II generation. When you read and learn about their stories and life after war, I've tried to talk to as many veterans and as many families as I can to learn about that stuff.
Absolutely.
If you want to know history, get with somebody who lived it. Don't depend on idiots like me to write stories about it. Sit down and pick that brain. But I really think that's my greatest fear now that I say this out loud is, gosh damn it, I just don't want people to not know what life was like at one time, because at one time it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't like what it is now.
No.
I'm going to tell you something, Mike, and it's something that I started doing a few years ago, but for you younger folks that are out there, if you ever see an older cat with a hat on that says, Vietnam vet, World War II vet, anything like that, you stop that man, thank him for his service, or woman, thank them for their service, and ask them to tell their story. It'll be better than any movie you've ever watched in your life.
And here's the thing, Ron, they want to tell you.
Absolutely, dude.
They want you to know.
It's no different than what you and I do every Wednesday, Mike, because there have been so many aha moments. Yeah, I know you've had them. I've had them. Even some people that watch have had them where they'll say something, you'd be like, "Oh shit, man, I totally forgot about that," and it just boom takes you right back to that day or that second in time, And I was talking to this dude one time in Home Depot, and he had a Vietnam vet hat on. I was like, "Hey, man, appreciate your service. Can you tell me a little bit about what you did in the service?" I was there for an hour and a half listening to this cat talk.
Did it feel like an hour and a half?
Just mesmerized. Mesmerized. I'm just like, because you can't make this shit up.
No, but did it feel like an hour and a half to you?
Look, no, it felt like 10 minutes.
No, that's what I mean. It feels they want so badly to tell you about their experiences, because it works both ways, brother. it's healthy for you and I to know about it, but it's healthy for them to share it. They want you to know. They
It's
want
healthy for them
they
to
want
remember it.
all that
Yep,
memory. They want to
absolutely.
say, you know what? Wow, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you about it. I have met at least one that, because we thank them for their service. If we're eating, we'll pay it forward quietly. We don't want people to know, but
Right.
I'll pick up their tab. Um, but I did meet one that his experience was such that I said, tell me about your service, and he just smiled and said, I'd rather not. And I tell you what, that's at the point where you stop.
Yeah, that's when you politely say thank you and just walk away.
I just say, you know what, brother, I understand. I got you. I'm good.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, they want you to know. So, and that's people like Ronnie and I. Look, we're not World War II vets, not by a long shot. But you know what? We're veterans of life, and we want to. And I think that's why I know you are. I'm always ready to share a story. You know
Oh,
that.
always.
I mean, it's kind of what I do for a living anymore, but I am always ready to share a story. All you got to do is give me 15, 20 minutes. I'll tell you shit that'll blow your mind. But that is my fear, is that Gen Z, Gen Y, and whatever, is out there right now, that the dumbassery that seems to be consuming these new generations is life to them, and they have no earthly clue what it is that you and I did when we were kids. And it's going to sound like a fable. It's just like, nah, you're making that shit up. No,
Yeah.
we're pretty much telling you the truth, kids.
Yep.
So, in fact, if you don't mind, I don't have one with me, but the new book is now up, and it's called "From Pity to Prosperity," and it's a very honest look at my life, a real brief one. I think it's 100, maybe 120 pages. But I take you through a quick walk through my life, moving from pity into prosperity. And one of the great influencers is the kid I'm talking to right now. He lifts me up more than he knows. He shares more than he realizes, and I'm blessed that Ronnie and I've had three or four really good friends in my life that at any moment in my life through these periods I walk you through, um, it's just like God. When I look back, I realize now, holy shit, I didn't realize it at the time, but now I understand every aspect that I walk you through. So if you get a chance, it's available in download or paperback. You just got to go, and it's again from pity to prosperity. It's the only one I saw that's up there, so it'll be easy to find. But it's another short read. My hope is to have about 6 or 7 of these little short read books that it might be fun to go back and read once in a while, and then we'll move into, like I said, I've got 2 that are going to take me quite some time to write. They'll be
Good.
they'll be full on novels.
Keeps you out of trouble.
Sometimes I think I want to get into it.
Well, we were talking about big box stores and grumpy old men. So I'm going to tell you my personal grumpy old man story. So we're doing this bathroom remodel, and I had to go and replace a vanity top because when we opened the box, it was broken. And so it was a big box store, and I take it back, and we're standing there, and have to call somebody to get a lift because it's up in the overhead, and you stand there for 3, 4, 5 minutes, nobody comes. So I go get somebody, and then they come, and they don't have a lift license. And then this other guy comes around the corner, and I think he just wanted to come and share his, not my job story. And I just kind of flat out told him, I'm like, dude, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. So if you're not getting this thing down, I don't need you to be here. I need somebody to get this down. And he kind of huffed at me and walked away. Well, then the other guy comes with the lift license, and he goes and he's taking it down. And the employee that I had with me was standing off to the side, and that guy goes over to him and he says, man, you got to put up with that all day long. And Nate looks at me and goes, you should see when he really gets mad. And I started laughing. I'm like, it's not mad, but it comes back to the customer service thing. It's like,
Right.
don't come over here and give me your bullshit on, not my job. Just come over and say, hey, sir, my apologies. I'm not an operator, a lift operator, but let me go get somebody that can. Yeah. She also sells condoms, right? Sally sells she sells down by the seashore. She also sells condoms. Are you 482 and weed?
Lots
of
of
weed.
That's crazy,
Well,
Sally.
I got one more thing for you, and then I hope you have one more thing too. But I was reading an article about what generation had it the easiest. And it seems
Really?
that the supposition of it was that you guys, the baby boomers, had it the easiest. You could have a home for a dime and a handshake, and a single family income paycheck supported 3 kids and 2 cars and a house, and you can go to college and not be in debt. And none of that shit happens now.
Well, being a baby boomer, I might call shenanigans on some of that stuff.
Tell me which ones.
Well, kind of all of it.
Well, it's on the internet, Mike, so it has to be true.
Well, I'll tell you real quick. Let's take working for example. I mean, I had to work. I still have to work. 62, and I still have to bust my ass. But going to college, that was the only because mom and dad didn't have money. But they made too much for me to qualify for any kind of discount.
Isn't that ridiculous?
I had to apply for a Pell Grant and actually got it. It was one of the last Pell Grants under the Reagan. This is going to age me. One of the last Pell
the Reagan administration.
The Reagan administration, and
wasn't he an actor?
Yeah, and a governor. But the funny thing about the Pell Grant was it covered everything. It covered all my school and my supplies. So I got the list of supplies to and I'm at the school store to buy, getting this stuff. And so you had to give the person at the counter your notification. There was a piece of paper that had whatever monies I had to spend. And so I remember vividly, she looked at me and she says, okay, well, but this is going to leave, quite a bit left on your account. And you only have a certain amount of time to spend it. And if you don't spend it all, then you'll lose it.
Well, weed money?
No. Well, it's not money. It's just an account, right?
Oh, I got you.
So there's about 20 people standing behind me. So I looked back and I said, can I spend it on anything? She said, yeah. I said, okay. Let it go until it runs out. These people get whatever they need until my account runs out. And so she just kind of laughed and said, outstanding. So I don't know who all I bought books and shit for that night. Thank you, President.
Hey, man, but what goes around comes around, man. Pay it forward.
Thank you, President Reagan.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was real cash, then Steve and I would have blown that down at the Pikes Peak Community College pub.
Would have smoked that.
Steve, well, cigarettes, yeah. Steve wasn't I don't think Steve was a weed. I don't think he was much into herbal.
A weed connoisseur.
Nah, he's a smoker. I don't know if he still is or not. But I don't even think he understood that his bud Michael J might partake of the herbage from time to time, periodically.
I didn't realize my son smoked weed as much as he does until just a couple of years
ago. Can I tell you, I am shocked by the number of people that smoke weed.
God, I'm like, when did this become such a thing?
Where it was, underground shit when I was younger. Today I'm hanging with people. I mean, I'm talking like city employees. I mean,
it's mainstream, dude.
They're going, yeah, I had to go to Trinidad this weekend. I needed some more gummies. Really? Wow. Even Diana and Victor, my sister-in-law and her husband, We were talking about it, and just like like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'd stop and roll a couple of dubs. Really?
That is the one thing I cannot do, man. I've done it a couple of times in the past few years, and it just I get so effing paranoid, man. I'm like, is that squirrel looking at me?
What, blowing herb?
Yeah. Oh, I can't do it because it's not the same herb it was when we were kids, Mike. It's this new strand stuff, and you know what you're getting at unless you're an herb connoisseur. I mean, you go to these places here in Vegas now, it's like fucking herb Walmart. When you walk in, it's all glass and chrome, and you got salespeople walking you around, and oh, we got the sativa, we got the this, and we got flour, and we got gummies, and we got vape, and we.
That's what I really dig about some of the dispensaries I've been to. Is boy, you talk about good customer service,
Hey, dude. Amen.
They're outstanding. I've never been in a dispensary where I didn't get excellent customer service.
We should have the dispensary people teach the food servers how.
I'm starting to think maybe that's what we. And if they go hand in hand.
But I will say, the one it's not fast food, but the one coffee place that has just outstanding customer service is Dutch Bros. I don't know if you have them in Texas or not.
I think they just built one or two. I'm telling you what, Amarillo's got a fucking coffee shop on every street corner here.
But Dutch Bros is one of those things where it's almost over the top customer service. How's your day today?
Really?
How's your day today? What are you doing today? Are you working? How's your work been this week? I mean, just have a safe trip. Have a safe trip. I hope you have a great day. Have a wonderful. Just like, give me my fucking coffee.
I just need a coffee, man.
I'm gonna give my life story.
Come on.
You little whippersnapper.
I'm sorry. Did I piss you off?
You're right.
I better get my manager. Well,
did I make you angry, sir? I apologize. I appreciate you. Anyway.
Oh God.
All right. What else you got?
I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we're a little over, but I was telling Michelle, she's like, "What are you guys going to talk about tonight?" And I was like, I don't. Shit just kind of comes to me as an epiphany sometimes. But what's great about what you and I do, Mike, and our banter or chopping it up is we can start on a topic. I guarantee it's never going to end on that topic because it's not a fork in the road, man. It's like fucking.
I get people that will text me, "Hey, what are you guys talking about tonight?" Beats the hell out of me. All right, sounds good.
Join in to find out.
Because it doesn't. We'll come up. What is the value of even? I get the promos. I didn't do a promo as it's just been a little busy, but I get the value of saying, "Hey, join us tonight for chicken debeaking." At least we're putting something. At the end of the day, we're not going to talk about debeaking chickens. We're going to talk. It's going to go someplace else.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about making picnic tables.
Huh?
We're going to talk about making picnic tables.
Yeah, there you go. By the way, that was awesome.
Did you like that?
I'm proud of you, kid. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Michelle said, so for those who don't know what we're talking about, my wife has this friend that she works with that has chickens. And so she's on Pinterest or whatever little sites are and sends me a picture of this. It's called a picnic table. Looks like a picnic table, but it's about, yay big, and it's for chickens. And you make a little tray on the inside of it, and the chicken gets up on the stool and eats the food. She goes, "Can you make one of these?" I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. So next weekend, I go down to the store, get all the stuff, make her a picnic table. 2 days later, I get a video of at her house, the lady's house, with her chicken up sitting on the bench.
I was looking at it and I'm going, can I make one into a bird feeder?
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm sure you can.
I thought it was awesome. All right. So what do you got up with? Anything?
Oh, nothing, man. It's just I'm so glad I got my new background. I don't feel so inferior to yours anymore.
Well, see, now I got to do
something. I think you need to step your game up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. Maybe I'll rearrange some of the shit that's over there in the corner.
Yeah, get rid of the firearms out of the corner.
Yeah, just get rid of the rifle. One of the backyard, shotgun, 2 rifles.
Go ahead, break in my house, boy.
The 40
I'll
is
teach you some
somewhere.
Southern justice.
Oh, there you go.
No, anyway, thank you everyone for joining us. Again, Mike and Ron here. Are You Shitting Me? TMI, the podcast. Next Wednesday, I was supposed to have my friend Michelle on tonight, but she ended up having to work a double. But she said definitely for next week. And one of my employees, Dave, who's worked for me for 7 or 8 years, I want him to come on too. Dave is actually your age, Mike, and he watches. And he's like, yeah, I'm the same age as your brother. And I'm like, yeah, trust me, I know, because you both act the fucking same way. But he might be on as well. And other than that, man, love you. Thank you so much. And for the 2 people that joined us, please.
She's
Always reminds me of Happy Gilmore. Mister, get me out of here. Hey, look, it's that Mister lady.
On that note,
All right, guys.
love you all.
Have a wonderful evening. Love you. Bye.